Hi everybody. If you use a sales page to get more eyeballs on your products and services, then you're going to love today's video because we're talking about how you can add more personality to your sales page by including a video. So let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz and I release videos every Tuesday teaching you how you can add video to your business. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, we've all seen the long scrolling sales pages that seem to go on and on and on forever. I personally think very few people actually read every single word on these long sales pages. However, from having created my own sales pages, I know that most of the time that information is going to be relevant to different people. Some people will just skim the whole thing and then make a decision. Others will really carefully read certain sections. This is why we often end up including so much of the information on a long sales page. However, once you add a video to your sales page, you are instantly elevating the whole vibe of that page. You are giving your audience or your viewer of that site a direct look into your personality, and within a couple of seconds, they get a snapshot as to what it would be like to work with you. This is why I always encourage people to spend a little bit of time to create a nice video, a strong, short, snappy video that they can include on their sales page. So today I'm giving you 5 tips so that you can create a really good one. Let's jump right into it. Now, the golden rule of adding a video to your sales page is to make sure that you inject your personality. Don't feel that it has to be such a formal video that is just full of the details. In fact, that is the whole purpose of the rest of your sales page. Instead, the goal of having a video there is so that the person who is looking at your sales page gets to see who you are. Don't forget that people want to be as invested in you as they want to be in your product or your service, especially if you are in a business like coaching or consulting, or you're a service provider. People are not just buying your product or service because they can't find another one. They're buying it because your vibe, your personality is what makes a difference to them. So don't hold back from your personality when you're creating this type of video. That means dressing the way that you would normally dress, but of course in a professional way. Speaking the way you would normally speak, smiling and being as natural as possible. That way, in case they do end up working with you, there are no surprises there and they don't think to themselves, wow, the person I saw in the video is totally different from the person I'm meeting right now. So add every single aspect of your personality, whether it's humor or whether it's quirkiness or whether you're a little more introverted and shy. Don't hesitate to let that shine through in your video. Another really important thing to do when you are creating a video for your sales page is to be able to include some languaging that shows the viewer that you clearly understand the transformation that you are offering with your product or service. This means allowing them to hear a little bit of your backstory or any personal experience you have with this journey. This often makes a real difference to your customer. They don't really want to buy from you thinking that you have zero understanding or personal experience with that type of product or service. So a little bit of your storytelling there is really going to go a long way. Now, another really great thing to keep in mind as you are creating the actual video is that you want to lead with emotion and end with logic. So what do we mean by this? Don't forget that the whole rest of your sales page has all of the logical details on there. It describes your offer, it talks about all of the benefits and the transformation and the price and all of that stuff. So you don't have to spend too much time within the video just repeating all of the actual technical, logistical details behind your actual product or service. They can read all that. Instead of that, spend time in your video trying to evoke an emotion for your audience. Try to start with that emotion. Start with the storytelling. Start with your personal story. Talk about your experience. Make it very visual for the viewer. Give them an idea of what their life could possibly be like or what the experience could be like as they use your product and how things could change for them. These are all phrases and ideas that actually really evoke emotions for your viewer, and that's where you want to start your video. Certainly, by the time you reach the end of your video, you can start adding in all of the logical sequences around all of the commentary of what else they could find with that product or service, or some of those details that are more cut and dry. But certainly start with the emotion. Now, along those lines, if you've studied any online marketing or copywriting, you may have heard of this concept of addressing the pain that your customer is experiencing versus addressing the pleasure that your product or service might bring them. So there seems to be some thoughts within the industries that people want to escape from pain more than they want to actually chase pleasure. So that's actually up for interpretation, but I do actually believe that that could be the case. So for this reason, what I've noticed is that if you start talking about the pain points associated with your customers' struggles at the moment, and of course you're weaving in your own storytelling, if you start your video with that, you may have a greater likelihood of hooking them in right away. When you start expressing the pain that they are experiencing, you will generally get their attention a little bit faster, because people in general are always attuned to the pains that they are feeling when it has to do with any topic. So when they start hearing you use words that perfectly describe their pain, that's when you are going to hook them in a little bit more. And then as you progress through your video, you can start talking about all of the benefits, the transformation, and of course that is what leads to the vocabulary and the phrases that have to do with the pleasure that your product or service will actually give them in their life as they are stepping away from the pain. Now we're interrupting this video so that I can remind you to subscribe to this channel. I think you should do that first. Now, if you're new to getting on video and adding it to your business, then I've got a perfect free resource for you that's going to really move you along quickly and help save you a ton of steps. So make sure that you look for it in the description below. Just click on the link and I'll send it to you right away. Now let's get back to our video. Now, after you finish creating the video, depending on which website platform you're using, you might have some different options around how you actually get the video on the page. Some website platforms will allow you just to upload the video directly to that page and it'll just play there independently. However, one thing that you can consider doing is just uploading it to YouTube or to Vimeo, just as unlisted, so that you can embed that link and it will play on your web page. The reason you would consider doing something like this is because if you have a YouTube or Vimeo account, from the back end, you can check the analytics of that video. So that means once you've placed that video there on your site and it's operational and you think that there's some traffic to it and people are watching it, it is a great thing to go back and check the analytics. You can check and see exactly at what point in the video do the viewers actually start to drop off. You can see whether people even complete watching the entire video. This is all golden information. If you notice that people stop really watching this video after the first 10 seconds, then it means that all of that other great information that you put in there is not actually reaching them. So even though it's a bit of a pain in the butt, that is a good opportunity to record another video and try to make it a little bit better. See what it is that held their interest within those first 10 seconds. Maybe you needed a stronger opening. Maybe just the actual look and feel of the video wasn't as great as it could be. So just consider all of these things. It is far better to know whether your video is actually being watched than just posting it out there and just hoping for the best. Now, it goes without saying that a video on your sales page needs to be short and snappy. It is very unlikely that anyone will sit there for minutes and minutes and minutes watching this thing. So I really urge you to keep it under 60 seconds. In fact, that is not easy to do. If you are new to video, you might think to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't even think of what I could possibly say for 60 seconds. But you would be surprised that once you start talking about your product or service that's being offered on that page, you will be so passionate about this topic, this thing that you have created, that 60 seconds will just breeze by. So I really encourage you spend time in advance planning out the opening couple of sentences so that you get people's attention in a really positive, inspiring, and snappy way. And then plan out your points so that everything just has a nice flow, and just keep in mind all of the things that we talked about in this video, what you're starting out with, what areas you're moving into, and then time it and practice it so that you can get it under 60 seconds. Your video should always end with a call to action that prompts your viewer to do something very specific. Usually, if you are putting a video on a sales page, then the specific action there would be just to click the button below so that you can purchase this thing. Or you might ask people to scroll a little bit further on the sales page and read a particular area. Don't just end that video by saying take care, good luck, and goodbye, and then walking off into the sunset. Give people a very specific direction so that as soon as they watch it, they are already positioned to go and do the next thing. So if you like this video, I hope that you would give it a like and share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe here, because every single Tuesday, I bring you a new video teaching you how you can add video to your business. So until next time, take care.